Solve linear system, method of substitution. That is what we are going to use here to solve our linear system. As you know, linear system is one in which we have more than one linear equation, right? So, the problem before us is solve each linear system and check your answer. I've got only one set here. The other one I've kept as a problem for you. Now here the equation is 2x minus y equals to 12 and x equals to 1 minus 2y. So when we have two linear systems, they form a linear system. When we have two linear equations, they together form a system. And solution means a point which is common to both, a point of intersection. Okay, how do we find it? This is what I'm going to show you now. We use a couple of methods. One is graphical methods, one is substitution, which we'll do now, and one is elimination. This example is very good to use substitution. The reason being that one of the equation is explicitly shown in one variable equals to the other. So x equals to 1 minus 2y. Now, if I know x equals to this, I can always substitute this value here. And then we have an equation, single variable, find y. So it's easy to solve for the variable in such a case. The method to be followed is like this. I will appreciate if you really do all the steps. So the first step is number your equations so that it becomes easier to communicate. So this is our equation 1. We'll write this as equation 1. And this one is our equation 2. We'll say this is my equation 2. Right? In algebra, we have to communicate what we are trying to do step by step. So let's get into that practice now. It's going to help you later. Now, so what we want to do now is substitute this value of x in the first equation. And then we'll have single variable in our equation, right? So let's write down what are we trying to do. So let me write instructions in blue. So we'll say substitute. So I'll use short form. Sub x from 2 in 1. Well, that kind of makes it clear what we are trying to do. So we are substituting the value of x, which is 1 minus 2y, in our equation 1. Okay. So if we do this, then what do we get? We get 2 times 1 minus 2y minus y equals to 12. This is what we get. So by doing that, we got our equation in single variable. Now we can solve for y. Is it okay? Solve for y. So to solve for y, let's open this bracket. So we say 2 minus 4y minus y equals to 12, and minus 4y minus y is minus 5y equals to, I'll take 2 that side, so 12 minus 2 is 10, right? And then we can divide by minus 5 and we'll get 10 divided by minus 5 as minus 2. I've done a lot of steps here. At times it is confusing, right? So we need to explain what we are trying to do here, right? So here what we did, combine like terms. So we did combine like terms. Plus we did one more step at the same time. What did we do? We took away 2 from both sides. Do you see that? And what we said? So we say combine like terms and minus 2 both sides. So in our equation, if you do same operation on both the sides, then the equation doesn't change, right? So we did minus 2 both sides. So this became 0. We combined like terms. This became minus 5. 12 minus 2 will give us 10. Correct? Now we got minus 5y equals to 10. What should we do to get y? So we say divide by 5. I should write 5 minus, right? Divide by minus 5 both sides. So if we do that, we are left with y here, and 10 divided by minus 5 gives me minus 2. So you got y equals to minus 2. So this, we can label this as equation 3. Correct? Now, to find x, what should we do? To find x, we can use equation 3 and 2. So we'll say sub y from 3 in 2, correct? That makes sense, right? Right. So we will sub this here in 2. So we get x equals to 1 minus 2 times minus 2, right? Which is 1 minus and minus becomes plus, right? Which gives us 5. Is that okay? So we get 5 here for the value of x. So if I get 5 here, what is my solution? So solution is x value first, 5, and then y value. So that is our coordinate, right? So if I plot a graph showing these two lines, they will intersect at this point, right? So that is the solution. And once we get a solution, we should always check it, right? Check means what? Check means substitute your answer in the original equation and see whether right or wrong. Okay, let's do it. If I write 5 here, the equation is 2x minus y. This is the left side, right? Which is our, let me write, left side. So this is equals to 2 times 5, which is 2 times 5 is 10, and minus of minus 2, which makes it 12, right? Let me do it. Plus 2, which is 12, and that is our right hand side. So we checked it that it works perfectly fine. So that is a check which you need to show, especially when it has been asked in the question. Don't miss it. You lose marks for that if you miss it, correct? So I hope you understand the steps which we have taken to solve our equation, and it is time to give you a problem. So that next example, because I'm going to solve it in another video, not in this, but meanwhile you can do it on your own. The equation is 2x plus y equals to 3 and x plus 2y equals to 6. This linear system is not really a good candidate for substitution method, right? Because we don't really know what y is in terms of x or x is in terms of y. So we need to do an extra step to find that, correct? So, well, sometimes we may get fractions. This one, well, if you solve for y, you don't get fraction. You get y equals to 3 minus 2x, and that we can substitute here and find x. Well, you could use x from here. So x equals to 6 minus 2y. Use it there and get your answer. So it's not that bad a situation, but not an ideal one as this example which we took, correct? Anyway, you could always use substitution in an equation, correct? You may land up with a lot of fractions and difficulty. That's a different issue, right? Elimination may be a better option under these circumstances. Anyway, try it yourself and then check with my video. I hope you like it, okay? Put in your comments. That will help us to give you something better. Thank you.